Okie dokie, here we are. What, 3 weeks later? 3 weeks later?
Yeah, right before a new patch drop, actually, I believe.
10:20?
I think so. I thought.
Now I gotta Google search this. But anyways, we're back with episode 4 of Wu-Tang Tactics. We got myself, Jay Slayer 19. We also got Velocity here, who has the luxury of streaming this because he can, and I don't care what he does generally. But episode set 4, we had in between last episode. Now we had Worlds. That was I don't know what to think about it because I watched very little of it. And then now here we are on patch 1019 with the brand new set, brand new everything, synergies, everything's new. So where shall we start off on this new set?
This episode is much later than we had anticipated. We wanted to talk about our first impressions of the new set for the limited time, or maybe not limited as much for Jelly, but for myself, kind of limited time that I've got to play on the new patch, some of the comps that I've tried, some of the other popular comps as well, and perhaps even towards the end of the episode, also cover patch 10.20 TFT changes as well.
Mm-hmm. First impressions, this has to be. I think this is my favorite set so far, first impression wise. Two took me a while to like it, but I was instantly in love on this one with all the synergies.
Yeah, definitely. I think at a first glance, you can look at the synergies that were recycled from previous sets. So we got brawlers again that we got in sets 1, 3, 3.5, and now 4. We're getting vanguards back, which were relevant in set 2, 3, 3.5, and now 4. Right?
Vanguard's been in every set.
Yeah, in set 1, if you count knights as set 1 vanguards, then that's kind of true. Knights were the vanguards of set 1, but knights gave the bonus armor to your entire team. That's the one key difference. But essentially, they've basically been in every set. And Assassin set 4 is not like sets 1 and 2 Assassin. They more mimic set 3 Infiltrators. So that's kind of a recycled synergy too. But we got a lot of new ones also. Mages are back also. We have Cultist, Dusk, Spirit, which are all very, very exciting. Some of the units also.
Yep. I will say, keep in mind about when the other sets were when the other sets were released and how balanced they were, right? To me, I think that on a release of a set, I think overall this is the most balanced, just release wise, not over time, just straight up release, balancing. I think this is pretty balanced.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to say I agree with you on that. Arguably, also, I think this is also the point where they had the most people playing on PBE. So they got more data to collect, more challenger players, or grandmaster players. I feel like people were kind of over set 3 to some degree because they wanted to grind out set 4 and hit challenger instead of grinding the remaining time on set 3 to get challenger by the end. So queue times were up on PBE. You got to play with a lot of people from different regions also. And just overall, I think they had more data to collect from PBE this time around to make more balanced decisions before set 4 went live. So I think that was also another added benefit as to getting set 4 the way we got it. a pretty balanced on release set for the most part.
Right. I think so. I mean, I think to me, there's a lot of there's a lot of synergies you can hit, which
Right.
I think like the balance, the powers between each synergy, I think is meaningful. I think like each level of each one is meaningful to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
I think like, I think the brawlers, duelists specifically, I think it's kind of like whatever to a degree, but I think having the ability of the chosen units, the unique part of this set, I think really brings out the creativeness and the diversities of some of these sets that we see, or some of these late game comps or strategies.
Yeah, I agree. I think for the most part, the ability to one trick something is, I think, less present, although there are flexible variations of the same comp that are still strong no matter which chosen you get. The way I looked at it is, and one of the more popular comps right now, or that was popular on release, was definitely Brawler Ash.
Still is.
Yeah, Brawler Ash was. I feel like a lot of people could play it really well because Brawler Blaster was popular in set 3, and it was really just Brawlers and Jinx. Now it's just Brawlers and Ash. You just pick up units that say Brawler, and then you pick up 3 Ashes. You go for the best items, and you kind of just go from there. I've liked Brawler Ash a lot.
Yeah, it's good. I just never hit Ash 2 because I'm usually like triple contested, and it's such a small pool to get Ashes.
True.
So I generally don't go for it because it's probably one of the more common comps I see. On top of usually there'll be 1 or 2 people who try to go the full 8 duelist, which I've done before, which I think feels pretty good.
Sure.
6 warlords. 6 warlords is pretty common. 9 is like if you had some help between chosen and a spat. 9 warlords is pretty good. 6 is like top 4, depending on what you've done. Ironically enough, I did a warlord game earlier in the day, and I wish I was recording this or streaming it, but I got second place with 6 warlords in level 1 Azir and set and a level 3 Vi. Literally tank Vi.
Nice.
I just lost to the common Moonlight Aphelios carry.
Yeah.
Which I've also played that one before too, and it is nuts. It is so nutty. I just hate it that his turn still keeps firing when he's just on the floor reviving with GA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've actually been more of a recent headache I've had than just Zed Spirit players, which is also kind of common.
Yeah, reroll Zed chosen with Shade is basically set 3 Shaco to me. It's equally as annoying. He drops aggro. The difference is that when Shaco casted his ability, he had potential to just auto attack the important target that you didn't want him to attack, and he would just one-shot it.
Yeah.
Or he drops aggro and attacks a target that you absolutely did not want him to hit at all. So he's kind of a coin flip. Zed drops aggro and then just attacks the nearest target, I believe, because he doesn't jump to the other side of the map if he, say, has rapid fire cannon or whatever. But Shade basically set 3 Shaco, just a 2 cost instead of a 3 cost.
It's I think it's actually similar to Zed from the last set, the Rebel set, or Rebel Zed. Sorry, Rebel Zed. I can't words. That it's just like the synergies that he has now in this set is a lot more powerful than rebel assassin. Like, what is he? Shade ninja, that's what it is. So, I mean, generally when you do it, he's the only ninja. So, generally.
Right.
So, I mean, he gets another buff on top of that. And then spirit attack speed, too. Like, it's just like mega boosting Zed.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Zed's a bit annoying. That maybe could use a buff.
A buff?
Excuse me, a nerf.
Oh, I was like, oh my goodness, I may be half awake, but come on.
Yikes! Yeah, if you're listening to me right, yeah, it's not a buff he needs; it's a nerf. Please.
Ship it.
Right. Some other comps, cultist,
which they actually are going to get nerfed on this next patch.
Yeah. That is until you watch that clip where my set literally 1v9'd your team.
Yeah, I'm so salty about that. I didn't even feel like a win when he dunked me like that. Which I don't know if you've looked at the patch notes for the patch that's coming out tomorrow, I think, or the next day. I think it's tomorrow.
Right.
I kind of the only thing I don't like about anything they're doing is nerfing Dusk and Riven specifically. I mean, I think it's powerful when you hit 6 and like good items on Riven, but it generally, unless I'm like playing in monkey elo still, but I generally don't see it take off very well. Like 80% of the time I've seen somebody try, and myself included, it's bottom 4. Mm-hmm. Bottom 4.
Yikes.
Or I may be playing it wrong, but in my own experience, but because I've just been going into this blind, playing it on my own, so I'm just literally just playing off the chosen unit most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Flexible players strongly rewarded this set if you know how to play flexibly. That's because if you're a flexible player, you don't depend on the chosen that chooses you, right?
Make it sound like Pokemon when you put it like that.
Yeah. 9 Elderwood, very hard to hit. You need at least 1 Elderwood spatula
and 1 chosen.
Yeah, or you high roll 3 chosen spatulas, right, and hit 6 Elderwood. But the likelihood of that happening is probably a lot smaller than hitting a chosen Elderwood and hitting a chosen spatula to hit it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I will say the only comp I have yet to have any success on in the numerous times I've tempted was like 6 Enlightened. I can't. I don't know if it's because like I hit the units too late, or I will say the last time I did it, the items I had on Talon, I should have ran a Rage Blade instead of one of my items I had on him, because I had Rapid Fire, GA, Bloodthirster. I think I should have ran a Rage Blade, but it just I haven't had success with Enlightened comps.
For sure.
I've seen people have success. I haven't personally. So.
I felt like 6 Berserkers in set 2. Certain people had a lot of success with it, like Gunmay, Dream Erica, but myself, I'll pass.
I will say I was kind of bummed out because like the way Warwick was in this set, I thought he was gonna be similar to like Olaf in set 2, where I'm like, oh, we can make Warwick carry, right? Where he just literally kills you halfway across the map auto attacking, and he's like, no, he sucks. He can't be abused like that. I also came to that realization about Vayne too, regardless if you run 4 or 6 sharpshooters.
Yeah, it's set 2 Vayne we got back basically with different synergies, not set 3.5 Vayne.
Well, they
That
changed
just
their
crumbled.
passive where instead of doing, I think, percent health, it does true damage, like a flat true damage amount.
Okay,
So it kind of kills the level 1 carry potential of Vayne.
sure.
Like,
Which is okay.
you only need Vayne if you're gonna, like, run, like, 4 sharpshooters early and or Dusk. Right.
Yeah,
So,
I could see that. Vayne's a 1 cost, and she shouldn't be able to hard carry you to first place with 100 HP all by herself. So that makes sense, I think.
I mean, I was kind of bummed out when I tried it on one of my first early games. I was like, oh, I wonder if this is like old Vayne, and it's just like, no, this was a mistake. I got like fourth, third, because it was like iron. It was like iron, bronze, elo, like what? Because I played it. I started playing it low after everyone else did. So,
Yeah.
but I will say, I think the power between the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cost units, like I think the 5 cost units are really powerful this set if you can hit them.
Yeah, 5 cost units, this set, 100% sure. It's not like on release Echo or mid set 3 Echo where hitting Echo was just not worth it, right? I think
Only if you're playing
basically
cybers. Only
right.
if you're playing cybers.
But like, this set all the 5 cost units, especially set and with an enlightened spatula, feel very very rewarding.
I think set with any spatula, whether it be Dusk, Warlord, Enlightened, Cult is kind of whatever, but and then well, I think I already said Dusk. Basically any no, except for the Mage. I don't think he procs the Mage spat. I've never considered it because I've only run 3 Mages ever. Because I think anything more than 3 is troll. But
Sure.
now
Yeah, the only difference you get with 3 versus 6
is the spell
is
power,
damage.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Which to me is just
Exactly.
like it's not worth. Like you hit 3, they can double cast. You're good. Whatever. You
Yeah.
got what you wanted. Which is like which is what mage players like anyways. The double cast. That's so
Yeah.
satisfying to watch.
Absolutely.
Now I will say some of the more unique comps I've seen was people who play like 4 mystics or 6 mystic comps. That is kind of wild. And then like Elderwood Vagar, what I did the other day was I think I've like very far few in between I've seen. There was one where a guy ran like Spirit, Mage, like Ari carry, which had mystics in it too. Like and Ari was just literally just chucking spirit bombs like like nothing. Just like giving away spirit bombs like Oprah Winfrey, dude. Just everyone gets a bomb.
you know,
Ezreal's
speaking
good.
of balanced comps on release, that one didn't feel very balanced.
Which one?
um, Spirit Ari.
I think Ari is balanced. I think she just really, really like utilizes the items from Jeweled Gauntlet to Spear Sojourn.
Yeah, if you're not running any Mystic, Ari 1-star Jeweled Gauntlet from
If
experience
she can get the
has done
cast.
9k damage.
If she can get
Yeah.
the cast off. Right.
Yeah, and against Brawler Ash players
And there's
with some frontline, I think you can guarantee at least 2 casts.
I mean there is a delay to her cast too, but I think
Right.
I mean outside of like I think the biggest issues I have with this set is like outside of like I think Ash is kind of little like overtuned and same with the like Aphelios, but I think they feel like that majorly because I think the items that synergizes really really well on top of like their synergy like in the comps. I think the items are
Right.
a little bit overkill from tank, like every item almost. Tank, damage. I think Death Cap's actually kind of underwhelming a little from what it used to be, but I think Spear Sojourn, I think it's probably about the only item I find like balanced, pretty much, and maybe Rageblade.
Probably
But that's about it.
Sunfire Cape, pretty bad actually.
Sunfire Cape's such a good item. It's so good that they're nerfing it on the next patch.
Yeah, it was so unbalanced. It was basically if you didn't have it,
it was the perfect ideal tank item that you could ever ask for on a Vanguard comp. Like, can you imagine if Jason last set had Sunfire Cape like this with a Gunblade? Everyone would have abused it. We all know it. Everyone would have abused it. Everyone would have done it. I would have done it, and I don't even play Vanguards. I don't go Bonky Kong either.
Which, by the way, is the only other comp I know how to run other than Brawler Ash, which I've also seen success on. And if I'm speaking fairly, even though I've seen success on it, and I've played it a decent amount, I don't think that a 1-star unit should be doing as well as it has been. And I think that has potential to be nerfed also. This is also not looking at the...
You're talking about Ash specifically, right?
This is Wukong.
Oh, I think Wukong's okay. I think the reward of hitting 3-star Wukong with good items, I think should get you top 4 if you're running Vanguards. In this set. But I was thinking, like, you ever compared an Ash with a Giant Slayer and then an Ash that didn't have a Giant Slayer? Oh, the damage difference is hysterical.
Yep. Yeah.
It is horribly laughable hysterical. Regardless level 1 or 2 Ash. I've yet to see anybody hit level 3 Ash because it's so contested, but it's just horribly like entertaining to see the difference between pre and post Giant Slayer slap. Regardless if it has Rageblade or not, regardless, just the item alone.
Right. Yeah, there are some units, throughout TFT history where if you got them 2-starred, 3-starred, had bad items or no items on them, they just didn't do well. Right. Shredder in set 3-star Zaya didn't do anything for you with no items. But 3-star Zaya with perfect items literally carried you in the first so many games.
Perfect items and team. Yeah. Which I think like that kind of idea I don't think exists yet. This set alone, let alone I think it won't on next patch either, because I just been glancing over it. I don't know if you looked at it yet, but I kind of, like I said, I will say
I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Okay. I will say, I think the biggest change on this set coming, this set, the patch coming, is the fortune buff. This fortune buff is huge, I think.
Yep.
I ran 6 fortune the other day.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was robbing people. This is how, okay, here, let me put it in perspective. This is how insane it was. So sure. I hit fortune Tom Kench, right? Like, I'm on fat losing streak. Like, I'm talking about 3-4 round losing streak, chosen fortune.
Okay.
Tom Kench, right? That first round I won, I literally, like, regained, like, I rolled down too. I regained, like, all the gold I rolled down. Like, it was 30 gold. It was stupid. Nice. It was utterly stupid. And then I hit 6. I was on another, like, 5, 6, 7 losing streak. I went around. I, like, literally just, like, made all the econ I just like forced. Like it's so like the benefit of fortune is so good, but it is so hard to make it worthwhile because there's no real carry. I shouldn't say real carry. There is a carry, but it's Jinx. Jinx and 6 fortune is your carry along with whatever damage you want to give Katarina.
You just need items, and you depend on enough stuns to proc to carry you through the game.
Well, generally you just run like 4 sharpshooters and your 6 fortune.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, the comp was fun to play. I thought it was insane how much you were getting paid when you're like get your first one after losing streak. It was mind blowing. I haven't made a video on it, but I think I had it on stream.
You could say The payoffs are fortunate.
Oh, it was real. It was real. Like if you
bet.
haven't tried Six Fortune yet, it's worth an experience. That's for sure. It like the sheer amount of like money you get on your screen after a good lose streak is insane. Like
Yeah.
like it was like doing ecstasy. I don't know how else to compare it. It was euphoric. That's for sure. It was euphoric.
Nice.
It was Ash. Yeah, Ash can do it too in that comp. So I mean, I'll go over the patch real quick then. So
Sure.
and there's some general changes too, right? So now they're gonna add more information to the combat recap, where you can see total damage blocked, shields, and healing, instead of just pure damage and the types of damage. So that's gonna be in there. It'll probably be like damage
Nice.
mitigated. Now the biggest change here is the round timer. All right, they're going to remove 5 seconds of planning per round at the start of each round. So I think every round, I think by default you get 30 seconds. Is it 30? I don't remember.
That's between neutral and the next PvP round, but I think between PvP rounds it was 20 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, 5 seconds is basically being sliced off, so you have to play it at a slightly faster pace now, which I think may take some adjustment for some newer players for sure. So they also changed up the rates at which some of the champions were hit because of the chosen mechanic. So the biggest concern they had, saying that they were seeing too many 3-star tier 4 4 cost units often and too frequently. So they want to change it where at level 8 now it was 14% for 1 cost, 20 for 2, 35% for the 3 cost, 25 and 6, right, accordingly, right, 25% for 4 cost. They changed it up where they took 5% off of the 4 cost, so now it's 20% frequency, and added it to the 2 cost.
Thank goodness.
And so basically you have a 25% now hitting. So you still have a somewhat of a chance hitting those late game 2 cost units that some people roll down for in hopes that their 2 costs can actually, face tanks.
I'm actually very thankful for this change. I can't tell you, okay, here's why. I can't tell you how many times I got so frustrated with the guy who was on 1 HP but hits 3-star Jin because he's running cultists and there's enough Jins for him to 3-star, and that guy just turns it around and wins the game. Just feels so unfair.
That's actually kind of impressive that he won with Jin like that. I think Jin's kind of underwhelming, but I think it's most because of the synergies.
HP.
Well, I mean, I think Jin is just kind of underwhelming because of the synergies. Last set, Dark Star snipers, snipers were just I think just good overall, throughout the whole set, health wise and power. This set, sharpshooters is a lot more narrower, field of spectrum to how you can fit it in. Let alone cultists.
I think it's the same Jin.
Yeah, same Jin, anything. It's just the synergy changes. And the synergies, I think, makes it harder to fit in Jin specifically, let alone the sheer amount of brawler, tank in general you see in the game. It's just like regularly, Jin can't kill tanks. So now unless he's Omega fed and ahead of the curve. That's I don't know. I kind of felt bad the way that I guess Jin came out this set, but I mean I didn't design it, so it is what it is. There's a slight change to cultist, just Galio in general, the first level cultist, 3 cultists. So they lowered his attack damage from 150 to 125 and lowered his health from 1800 to 1600. I didn't realize this till now that, wow, 1800 health at first level cultists is kind of mind-numbing.
It's not nothing. I feel like it's not enough. So you hear that, cultist abusers? You're going to be able to still run this comp, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, definitely. It's
just at 3.
The early power of cultists, I think, just got tiny hit.
Yeah.
Dusk overall, the level 6 the 6th tier, the 6 dusk power has been kind of curved a little, where instead of your team getting 50% more spell power, it's getting 40%. And Dusk itself went from 75 to 70 at the 3rd tier, right? Like I said, I think that's a weird. I think the Dusk nerf is like, I don't think it's necessary, as frustrating it is to play against Riven and that comp in general. I think just to get to that point, because that, I don't know if you've tried it, but that is one expensive comp to run. Because you have your Dusk units are Vayne, right, which is a 1 cost. You have Thresh, which is a 2 cost. And then you have Riven, Cassio, and Lilia. And Lilia, right?
5 cost.
Yeah. So you have 3 of the 5 units are 4 and 5 cost units, which are so hard to hit. Especially when you're like, if you're loose streaking while playing Dusk, you better pivot, because you're never gonna bounce back unless you got some Nico's help on the bench. But it just it's hard. I think that comp, it's powerful, but I think it's much harder to play it than others. That's for sure.
I agree with it being hard. I basically, personally, it's basically the set 4 Piba comp, just with how expensive your late game units are, and that's what his set 3.5 comp was.
I think the closest to Piba comp in this set, if you only play 6 Warlords and you just pick up like 5 cost units, so just slap on the field at 7 and 8. I'm not kidding. I did that. I did that today too. Along with 3-star Vi, I just slapped.
He actually has a set 4.
He has a set 4 set?
He has a set 4 comp, yeah. I don't think he even runs it. I think it's more of a meme. He actually gave it a good name this time. So his set 3.5 comp was called No Hitty, No Hurty, which was a little bit too long and it never stuck because everyone called it Piba comp.
Right.
But his new comp's name is called, I forget what units are in it, but the name is funny. Kanye Vest.
Kanye Vest. Sounds like he used like a Vanguard spat.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I don't remember what the comp has in it, but that's what it's called. So if you guys want to go to his channel, look for his comp. It's called Kanye Vest.
And then we still got some very, very minute buffs and nerfs and traits alone. Like 6 keepers got buffed, which I'm just like, why? Like, I guess just because they want to make 6 keepers a thing of all. The keeper units I don't even think are that good, like standalone units, but their synergies are just like an added bonus. Spell Mage power at the 1st tier at 3, it's been went from 70 to 80%. Okay. 10% whippy. But the Spirit attack speed buff at 4 dropped from 90 to 80%. So I think that the 90 to 80 is like, I think is huge. And then now,
I think so.
And then now we got the meat and potatoes of the fortune change, which I think is definitely the biggest change this patch. Because now you earn even more gold than you originally did after lose streaking, or in general when playing fortune. Like if you're just win streaking, you have fortune, you earn 3 gold instead of 2, right? But if you're on a 6, let's say you're on a 4-round lose streak, right? Instead of earning like 19 gold, you earn an extra 5. You earn 24. Like that's just insane. And Lord forbid that somebody ever is on a 9-round lose streak and still live and win a round. 70 gold, that's insane.
Even if you had no gold, but you had lost streak gold. Well, actually, hold on, I take that back. Because you only get the fortune orbs on wins, right? But this is more pertaining to lost streaks.
Yeah, so I was talking about bigger payouts for winning after losing. Like this. Like,
gotcha.
Like, yeah. I mean, like, but getting an extra gold when you're winning too, like 3 extra gold, like, I think that's kind of huge.
Yeah.
Like 2 is a free reroll, 3 is like, wow, you can buy almost any unit you want off the wheel. At that point. And then I think the six fortune change is also crazy too, but because because they basically removed all the gold drop when you hit 6 fortune, and basically you just get items, right? Kind of like how like a more guaranteed space pirate effect. And they even added a spatula drop from the item drop from 6 fortune. And they added a very, very rare jackpot item, which basically you just get given a ton of items, apparently, is the objective.
Okay. I can see that being frustrating. You being the guy who wants to try this, you never hit it, but then you end up in a lobby with another guy who hit at 7 HP, comes back and just wins the game.
If he wins the round. The only way to run 6 fortune
right.
is to hit chosen fortune, because you can't make a spat out of fortune. So it's a lot harder.
That's right. There's only 4.
There's 5. There's 5 fortune units. Because you got... Okay. Oh, who's that first one? I just completely forgot who's the first one. Because there's Sejuani...
Tom Kench.
Thank you. That's who it was. So there's Tom Kench, Katarina, Sejuani, Jinx. I'm missing one.
I don't know the last one.
And there's one more fortune unit. I forgot which one. But
yeah.
But yes, it's a lot of fun to play. I think 6 fortune, it's very fun to play. Just if you really liked playing pirates and space pirates from 1 and 3, sets 1 and 3. It definitely recommend for just sheer enjoyment. Then we got some little changes where Diana and Lysandra are actually getting a tiny buff to their level 1.
Yep.
And 2. Level 1 and 2 power. Nami Bubble got buffed. Vayne attack speed randomly buffed by 0.1. Whippy. Annie got... it seems like a lot of mages. Annie got buffed for her level 1 and 2 shields are been buffed up. Philios got... Philios' turn actually got buffed. The duration got increased a second for 1 and 2.
Yikes.
Well, it's only level 1 and 2. You ever played against level 1 and 2 of Philios? It's depressing.
Okay, I'll drink to that. He's usually the transition unit for Ashe because he's Hunter.
Yeah, if you're not going Moonlight, yeah.
Right.
I mean, Aphelios is only nutty when he hits level 4. I mean, 3 is like winnable. 4 is like nutty. Jack's attack speed buffed from 0.65 to 0.75. I think Jax is a really good unit this set. I will say. I like Jax a lot. His mana has been even lower too. Instead of 50 start and 125 to activate, now it's 50, 100. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Jinx spell is now an actual spell instead of an auto attack. That still should work with sharpshooter. So that's good. Xin Shao spell now. What the hell? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know Xin Shao could heal from Hex Tech Gunblade.
Oh, interesting. It makes sense. But like they're basically empowered auto attacks, right?
I guess so, because reading this change that they did on... they're saying Xin Shao's spell now properly flows with the basic attack system. So I guess it was like as a spell before, and that's why Gunblade, I guess, gave him massive healing that somebody, I guess, low-key discovered. But now his ability counts as like an auto attack. Okay. That was just...
So it doesn't proc Gunblade, right?
Not as intensely, no. I mean, Gunblade is just general healing, but when it's auto attack, you better just build a Bloodthirster instead. It gives you more. Yuumi getting buffed. Level 3 Yuumi getting buffed, actually.
Okay. She wasn't commonly played. I did see like one in my time, but...
Dude, level 3, this happened to me last night. So I was playing with a couple of people for a while last night on stream. This guy usually
Nice.
played like four mystics with Fang and like Dusk and like Thresh. It was like total meme comp, and he was just ruining people with the way that because he had a death cap on level 3 Yumi one time and was healing for like their full HP bar. It was insane. Like 100%
Nice.
like missing health healing.
Yeah, no healing reduction either. Sag.
Vhagar now targets lowest health instead of or lowest current health, like sheer numbers instead of percent health. Level 3 Vhagar got nerfed down. 1,000 damage is still no joke at level 3. Jesus. And
He feels pretty strong.
If you hit it, but like I said, the only
Yeah.
time you ever see Vhagar played is like Elderwood Mage, which I just pivot into because you were hogging all the ashes with somebody else in that game.
True.
Level 3 Riven getting nerfed down pretty good. I'd say this is a pretty big, like, gunshot in the kneecap nerf. The damage, the shield, the wave strike, all lowered from 250 to 500 points of shielding and damage done at level 3 Riven.
Bet.
I don't know why they felt the necessary need to buff Shen. I think Shen's a little over the top also. Went from 50 to 60 armor.
Yeah, pretty strong.
Changed his mana, such instead of being 60, 125, now it's 50 and 100. I think Shen's a very, very nutty unit. I like Shen a lot, even though he's a mystic, which still throws me off guard. And then they made it where it takes more mana to activate Set's ability. And they made it where Zillion can no longer cast his ultimate on himself, but he can cast it on another Zillion if he ever double Zillion.
Interesting.
I mean, to me, like, I think Zillion, when you hit 6 or 9 cultists, was kind of like the game breaker. To me. So
Basically free GA, as long as he gets to cast. Whoever he casts on, though, like, that's...
yeah, it's just like, there's real... I think he
Okay.
cast on the lowest health unit, and, like, sometimes that unit, you're just like, I wish he would have just let that unit die instead of just using it, but whatever.
Yeah, because the next lowest one maybe is your carry, and it's like I would have rather liked that on my carry,
okay.
right? But
so they buffed the items. Some of the items, underwhelming items, like Luden's Echo went up to 200. Static Shiv and the bonus damage for Static Shiv went up by 5 points from 80 to 85 for each. And now the Sunfire Cape burn, it got increased from 1 to 2 seconds, like burn over time. So, I think that's gonna be it. That's probably a nice change to Sunfire. Still, Sunfire still recommend, still good item. And then some of these, I think I don't know if you ever seen some of these bugs, but I've witnessed like the Lee Sin and Set bug very often.
Let me see.
You ever had it where you Set was like about to go back into the corner and like heal himself, but Lee Sin kicks him off of the map, and like when the bug happened, it's like whiplashes him, and like he just disappears. You never had that happen to you? That has happened to me multiple times.
I have not.
That has happened to me multiple times with that bug. It made me mad so many times. There was one time where I had a 9 Galio drop right on the edge on top of a Lee Sin, and then Lee Sin instantly kicked him off. And he called his comp. That was that wasn't a bug, but that just made me rage. Thresh Warwick.
I didn't know Azir's soldiers had 5 attack speed.
I don't know either. I guess that was by accident. And I don't know Lee Sin's can knock out units who are immune to CC. Like I said, it was like a good handful of those. Well, there was specifically like the second bullet there. I think it said Set. Set will no longer casually walk back onto the stage, only to disappear when knocked out by Lee Sin. Like I said, it's like a whiplash effect when it was happening, and he was just gone. That's happened to me.
One thing that has pissed me off about Set, kind of passionately. I lost a mirror matchup with a 2-star Ashe, and the other guy had a 1-star Ashe, and our sets ulted each other. But it put my set, and I had a 2-star set. This guy had a 1-star set. They casted it on each other. The animation looked really weird. The important thing though is that my set stayed in the fight while his didn't, because naturally my set does more damage being 2-star. But Set didn't leave combat to do sit-ups. He stayed there and did sit-ups. And when he healed back his HP, he just turned on my Ashe and like 2-shot her basically. I lost that round into a 7th. It was a little tilting.
Dude, the games I had last night, I was the first one knocked out at 5-6.
Nice.
I had 2 games back to back where I was out. I went 8th and 7th at 5-6. I'm just like, oh my god. I felt so powerful. What a bummer.
That's one of those games where like when it goes that late, like no one's high HP anymore, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's low HP, and that fight determines who takes 7th and 3rd.
Yeah, I think between last place and the guy in first, it was like a 15 HP gap. I think it was, and everyone else in between. In those games, it was very wild. I just got unfortunate, paired against the guy in first who was win streaking.
Unfortunate.
I really didn't have anything good going, just had good synergies. But I think, like I said, I've been liking this set a lot, even though I haven't been climbing as nearly as quick or as fast as other sets.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a flexible player, so not playing flexibly, I feel like has been a little punishing. There are times when I see 2-star chosen Yasuo duelist in my shop, and I just don't pick it up because I never learned to play that comp. And maybe chosen cultists, haven't picked that up either, even though I know 6 or 9 cultists, pretty broken. But overall,
Cultist is so easy to play. It is so easy.
I bet. I just never took the time to look up what units go in there.
It's literally just like Rebels. You just hit the Rebels, you hit the Cultists, there you go, there's your power. I wish I was kidding. It is as straightforward as that. Now, what you do with the items, that's up to you. Pretty much any unit in that Cultist set can like benefit pretty well, whether it be tank Elise, tank 3-star Elise, to 2-star Callista and Jhin, and then Aatrox. Like tank Aatrox is really good too. In general, Aatrox is a very good unit this set.
Yeah, basically set 4 Blitzcrank, who just doesn't cast immediately, but he does get 2 units.
Yeah, the double pull is very annoying to position. Very, very annoying.
You can't around it if your carry's range, like Ashe. If you don't have QSS, it's done.
Definitely.
She's getting pulled no matter what you do.
Or you have to like position it where there's 2 units like further you're her, and you're almost forced to like put her in the middle.
True. I never thought about that, but I think you're right, actually.
Now, I have done it with Azir units specifically, where I would position the Azir units the furthest away from like where the enemy Aatrox would be, and then have them pull those units. Like
you're on something, because they count as units and they're out there.
Right. That's what I do. So, if not, I definitely position where my main carry, regardless what it may be, provided there's no other assassin player or shade player in the game, that I put him like not quite the furthest away, like almost in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if it was Bonky Kong and he was pulling in 3-star Wukong, because chances are you got either 6 or at least 4 Vanguards and Wukong's gonna live.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Right, right. All right, so this very, very, very flexible. What you can do, like almost anything, it's very possible to hit. That's for sure.
Right.
I think it's just in this set. I think there's more of an importance of a matter of when and how you hit it. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. I think they put it's more of an emphasis than other set. Other set you were just going for the power plays or the power sets.
Yeah. Every set before this, it was kind of like pick a comp you're comfortable with and then run with that comp. You weren't really punished for forcing cybernetics every game, but sometimes you rolled all the way down on 8s, or you were strong enough to go 9, and then you play Thresh, and that was every game. All the other sets you could essentially find a way to force your favorite comp, but now it does certainly feel like it certainly feels like you are at a disadvantage if you don't learn to play flexibly, because then you can't just play around a specific chosen. Like, you can't guarantee you're going to get a specific chosen every game and then just force a comp that way, right? So learning a few different comps is going to be beneficial long term.
I don't know about that one, because here's what I find the most fun about this set, right? So you take a unit you want to turn into a carry, right? Just for the sake of simplicity and the kind of play you are. We'll go with Ashe, right? We'll go with Ashe, right? Ashe, you can make Ashe carry in multiple ways in this set and still hit top 4, right? You can go Elderwood Ashe, right? 6 Elderwoods Brawlers. You can go 6, 8 Brawlers, actually, Ashe, if you want to make the chosen unit Brawler. Or you can go Brawler Hunter Ashe, where you have 3, 4 Hunters and Ashes, Warwick included.
Right.
And have Brawlers still, to a degree.
Right.
And then you can even go Spirit Hunters and 2 Brawlers, and have Mystics, and have Ashe still be the main carry. And technically, in that comp, you'll have, if you want to, if you don't want to run Mystics, you can just slap an Ari just for the shits and gigs.
Absolutely.
Right. And then, Ari's kind of in the same boat, too. You can go Spirit Mage Ari, right? With Vanguard frontline or Brawler frontline, right? Regardless what regardless if she's chosen or not, or whatever your chosen is, right? Another 4-cost unit that is nuts, right? It's the, and then which those are a lot more, I think, flexible and workable than Shade Spirit specifically with the Zed carry, because you have to have the Spirit, the 4 Spirit, and the 3 Shades, Evelyn, Kane, and Zed. So that's already there's almost no flexibility in that comp.
Yeah.
Warlords is flexible too. You can go Warlords 3 Divine. I did that in my first Warlord game. You can also try to go 9 Warlords. Whoever, and you can even make just about anybody in that comp a carry in Warlords. I've done 3-star Garen, Warlord carry. Just, I got in top 3. I just did a Vi Warlord carry. Top 2. Lost to 4-star Filios. You can do even Katarina carry. I still hit top 3. So, it's 6 Warlords. If you hit 9, if you have Warlord spat, you're insane not to make set not a Warlord, but that's just me. That's for just sure. Me. But yeah, like I said, Warlord's a lot more flexible. Enlightened to a degree is flexible. I just haven't quite found the one for me yet, or for my preference. Right. You can even go Elderwood Mage, like I said, if you really want to. I think the flexibility is there. It's just a matter of problem solving and when to do it.
Right.
It's just a matter of when and how you do it, I think, is the biggest thing in this set.
True.
Because not only not only is it punishing if you like choose to level up and you still don't win, but it's more expensive too. It's not as forgiving.
I got to be honest. This set, it wasn't. So my first impressions of this set, from a personal standpoint, I thought I wasn't gonna like it very much. And the reason was because of the play style we were all starting to adopt to. You know, early level 4 at stage 2-1, pre-level at 2-3, and I thought you could just high roll a random 4-cost chosen. I still think it's possible, but I think the amount of people that are hitting a 4-cost chosen at stage 2-5 is basically very little to none. I'm sure it's happened because I haven't watched every single game of TFT that's played on set 4.
Obviously,
but
we don't got the time for that.
I'm pretty sure it's happened somewhere, and someone, somewhere has probably high rolled Elderwood 2-star Ash at 2-5.
Oh, I've seen it happen.
Chances of that happening?
It happened to me in one of the games I ate that I lost 100 LP last night or this morning.
Yikes.
Yeah, and that streak.
But yeah, I mean, regardless, that's why I thought I wasn't gonna like this set. But turns out the chosen mechanic is just fine.
I went in this set like totally blind, nothing. Like I knew nothing. Like no synergies, not like blind as a bat, like cold turkey. I don't know how else you want me to put it, but so
cold turkey is good.
And I've watched maybe 3 streams maybe of TFT related, and
nice.
Pretty much just from the very little I've seen, like I think I watched like one of Keen's and like one of Delicious Milk GG and one of Saint Vicious, and pretty much it's just like you can do one of two things with your chosen unit. You can build on it and work off the chosen unit. Whether you wanted to make him a carry or not is another choice you have to make. The second choice is to use the chosen unit as a item holder for whoever you want to be the carry or whatever you like, or at least if you're just trying to like stabilize.
Right.
But I think most of the time I just keep it. Most of the time, like maybe 8 out of 10 games, I keep the chosen unit all game. Whatever the first one that spits out at me. There's been a few times where it will like spit me out a chosen unit like Enlightened Fior, and I'm just like skip. Ain't getting it.
Yeah.
And pretty much any of the assassins chosens I just skip too. Like I don't pick those up. Unless it's like starting to be mid game, like round 2, 3, or like 2, 5, where I hit like chosen Akali. I'm just like, well, okay, I'll use her for a while.
Right.
But for those of you that don't know how broken Aphelios is, Skara just put out a video of what 4-star Aphelios is like.
Yeah.
It did not get nerfed like he hoped, but it will show you the true power of 4-star Aphelios when you do hit it. It is wild.
I've gotten stomped by 4-star Diana, but it was Diana with Gunblade, Titan's Resolve, and I want to say can't remember what the third item was, but it was just another damage item. So she was healing back a whole ton and being 4-star. It was.
I'm pretty sure I was the one that did that in your game.
Yeah, you've done it in my game, but I think just a few nights ago it was pretty bad.
Oh, I probably was playing Among Us then. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Among Us too.
Mm-hmm. Fun game.
Yeah. But that was, like I said, I think the overall health and like even after, well, maybe I won't tell for sure till after I play on the next patch when it comes out. But I think overall, I think the biggest complaint I have, if I could change one thing, would be to nerf Giant Slayer. I think Giant Slayer needs, like, the percentage damage needs to be nerfed on it.
True.
But I mean,
it's still a strong item.
I mean, in hindsight, if you nerf like Giant Slayer, just make it where brawlers are like maybe more unkillable in trade off.
Yeah.
Or
That's
vanguards.
true.
Oh.
Yeah.
And once I thought about it, I'm like, well, Giant Slayer exists for this reason, like just to cut down the front line. The meaty front line that is so ever prevalent in this game.
Right.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, like I said, I think the combination of the items and synergy just like really, really brings out some of the power of what you can do in this set. Like I said, the tank fight that I played in that game, that was a fluke, and I can't believe I got second in that. I still can't believe I got second in that game.
Yeah, I heard Robin Song say, first is high roll, second takes skill.
First is high roll. I don't know about that one.
I heard Robin Song say it, so it must be true.
Well, it's like the same thing in the end. It's like, just hit, bro. Just hit. Just hit, man.
Yeah. True.
Sometimes you just have to be the first to hit it if you're being contested.
Also true.
But overall, like I said, I'm super glad, super hyped for this set, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Same.
Good
set. Play it if you haven't. Start playing it. Keep on playing it if you still are. And, you know, the game's only been out for about 1.5 years now, right?
TFT?
Yeah.
I thought 2 years. I thought it's been out 2 years.
No, set 1 was around
I thought set
the
1...
first TwitchCon.
Yeah, was that not...
Or no, not the first TwitchCon. It was TwitchCon 2 years ago.
Yeah, so 2 years ago. You just said 2 years ago.
Has it been 2?
Yeah, because we had set 1, right, for like 6 months afterwards, like from preseason on. And then halfway through, we had the elemental change, like mid-season with the dragons. And that was set 2. And then preseason was set 3. Right? With the galaxies. Like
I don't think we've had every set for 6 months, though. And we're on set 4.
I'm pretty sure.
It was towards the end of set 1 that we got it at TwitchCon.
Oh.
And then we're like just starting set 4.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyways, we could always look that up later. But
like I said, it's been 1.5 years, 2 years. Yeah. Yeah, it's been out for a couple years, and like I said, this set, hands down, my favorite, for sure, so far. Like, first impression, all the way up till now, the sheer amount of, like creativity and fun and diversity, it's all there for me. Like, it's just not, like, the same 2-3 comps every game so far. Unless I get to, like, Diamond or Plat, High Plat, maybe, then I'll start seeing some more, but playing in Gold,
right,
where I'm at right now, I think, what am I, Gold 3? Yeah, I dropped to Gold 3. That's right. Yeah, playing in Gold 3 right now. Yeah, I was Gold 2, and then that 100 LP, like, streak, or that 100 LP loss over a span of time didn't help. But
yikes.
Yeah, those were just some unfortunate games. But
Sag.
It happens. You gotta have the good ones with the bad. But other than that, I haven't done a whole lot outside of TFT and Among Us and making more videos on YouTube. Which, by the way, you're more than welcome to check me out at youtube.com/JoeySlayer19. I actually, was it today? No, it was a couple days ago when I just released a video. The first Among Us video I did. Is it? Yeah.
Nice.
And I got a second one coming out Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. That I just scheduled today. So those are probably just as challenging to make as like a regular League of Legends, like Summoner's Rift League of Legends video for me. Probably just as challenging. The only thing I have an issue when I was making it, random side note, was that like the program I'm using is I don't think like what I want to do doesn't really flesh out very well, or like. But like I said, I'm using a free program, so I mean, there's only so much I can do.
Right. All good.
Like I said, if I blow up, I'll change video editing and try to make it better always. So
Yeah.
well,
Sure.
for
sure.
I'm sure some of my friends, which most of my friends are the ones that are subscribed and followed until recently, that like the Remnant series I did, the 11 video series, like you can tell from first video all the way to the last video, like me learning the program almost, and like the quality of it was like, I think by the end it was, I think was much better. Like the very first one was kind of rough.
Starting to go up. Nice.
Like the general flow of it, yeah, the flow and feel and the thoughts I want to do, the random things, from sound effects to everything else, animation. Well, I can't quite do animation in this program. Like, I gotta figure out how to do that.
For sure.
That's like the next thing I'm trying to learn, if it's possible.
Yeah.
But other than that, what have you been up to?
Yeah, just I'm starting to get back into the groove where TFT is concerned. I want to at least end the set in master. It's still pretty early, so I haven't really been grinding out as much TFT as I'd like to, but that I do expect to start ramping up here in a few days.
I swear to God, Vu, if you kill
Among
me.
Us. You play a lot of Among Us.
Yes, I definitely been on the Among Us grind for sure. I've been wanting to play it for a while, and then like this week happened. It's just like, oh my God, I have so many people I can play with now.
Yeah,
I have
nice.
so much
That's
new
good.
people, so many, and they all think I'm sus as fuck every time. I don't understand, but that's fine. Don't believe stranger danger. Don't believe the new guy. I get it.
They're not wrong.
Oh, okay. Just Mr. Steal Your Glove
Yeah.
in set 3.5. Literally triple glove comp player.
Oh yeah, that's true. A lot of cybernetics. A lot of
When you're playing Shredder. It's like, I need a glove. Yoink. Yoink it right underneath mine or some other poor soul that also needed a glove.
Yeah.
Let alone I go the whole game with one glove and you have like 2 pairs of gloves.
Still take a glove.
Right. Like I said, Mr. Steal Your Glove.
True.
But other than that, I will say that starting on this episode, I will try to figure out how to make an audio file. I think I know how to make an audio file, just a matter of where I want to upload it to, whether it be to SoundCloud. I think I'm going to start out with SoundCloud and see how that goes. As bad as it sounds. I know SoundCloud gets a bad rep sometimes, but it was either that or I think iTunes Store. It was one of the maybe I'll try both. It was one or the other, but I think iTunes Stores makes it where you have to charge them to download it, doesn't it? I know very little about iTunes because I'm an Android user.
It's been a while.
I've always used Androids. I've been a loyal Samsung customer. It might be because I'm like part Korean, and my mother really likes it. So, but I've always committed to Samsung. That's just me. Whether it be ethnic or heritage, whatever you want. That's just me. But,
for sure.
I should have this video up tomorrow hopefully tomorrow. And then the audio file may be the next day after. Because I have to set it all up. Because I have to like make an account and just figure it out. It might be a couple days.
Poggers.
But more than likely, I will share once the video's up. For those of you that do miss it, or like it matters at the end of the video, that I will put it in the chat. Or if you want to rewatch it. And
yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, well, I mean, technically, we just touch first impressions in the next patch.
Yeah. Step 4 looking good. Very, very, very good.
Yeah, 90% Rotten Tomato good. But we'll be back again, like, what, 2 weeks from now when they release 1021, if they do, or will it be 1021?
Yeah, we'll definitely be back.
Yeah, I think it'll be 1021.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll definitely be, because I still got a few more before November, because I think it's when the season ends for League. Yeah, so we'll be back a couple weeks from now, everyone. Thanks for coming, and I hope you all take care, and hopefully it won't get too spooky between now and then. See you around.